Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest developer update. We're going to take a look at some stuff that is coming up this month and in future months, and then at the end we're going to be taking a look at Red Star Orbs. They do have a little blurb in this blog about it, and I want to talk a little bit about it too because there's a growing concern with this mechanic, and I think it's very valid, and it's really imbalanced the game and broken it in some ways. But first, before we get into that, if you're just now finding my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the newest videos. All right, and welcome back. So we're going to go through this really quick. It's not going to take too much time, and then we're going to spend some time on Red Orbs. I'm not going to go word for word through this either, but just going through this developer blog, this very first part talks about the Sabretooth and the Pyro event coming up in January. So we'll have that to look forward to so we can build those two up in our roster. This next part talks about adding a new character trait, which is Spider-Verse. That's been data mined for a while. We've got the new Spider-Verse movie coming up, which is going to be very cool. Into the Spider-Verse coming out on the 14th. Really looking forward to checking that out. It's already got some really good early reviews. And then there's 3 characters that are coming. And these have been data mined and theorized quite a bit as well. So the first one is going to be Miles Morales. He is the ultimate Spider-Man. And he's going to be focused on stealth and deploying negative effects to his adversaries with these electrified webs. He's also going to be able to clear positive effects from his enemies with his basic ability. And then he's going to be super hard to hit when he's stealth, obviously. I think that's pretty much a given right there. The next one is going to be the Green Goblin. He's a blaster class, and obviously he's going to use his explosive pumpkins. And they say that he's going to be really effective against shield teams because he easily tracks down stealth targets and synergizes with other Spider-Verse characters. Then we have Carnage. Carnage, he's a brawler. He's coming out early 2019. So if they say early 2019, I'm thinking sometime Q1, so January, February, March. Now with him, he uses his razor-sharp appendages to apply bleed. He also does additional damage to targets with negative status effects. And then this was interesting here as far as this mechanic. So bloodthirsty as he is, he acts more quickly when there's heavily wounded characters on the other team. So I'm assuming if you have, there may be something in there where if a character on the other team is 50% or less of health, maybe his speed bar, he gets a speed bar boost. Not sure exactly if that's accurate or not, but that's kind of something that comes to mind. This next part talks about War coming in January. This is the Alliance versus Alliance game mode. So the Spider-Verse team that they've put together here is really good. It says for Arena, Blitz, and the upcoming Alliance versus Alliance mode, which is War. So that's coming at the beginning of 2019. Again, probably sometime in Q1. And then we're going to fight Alliance versus Alliance. And it talks a little bit about coordinating your allies and placing them in your helicarrier to defend vital structures like the bridge and the reactor. You're going to destroy certain rooms, eliminate enemy squads, and then we'll see. We'll hear a little bit more about what's coming up with that whole thing with upcoming blogs. So I'm sure there's a ton of questions about that one. What do the rewards look like? How long does that take place? Is it something like Territory Wars in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? I don't know. Sounds like it. And then we're talking about the Dark Dimension here. The Dark Dimension is going to open up that higher difficulty level, Fear of the Darkness. And it says here that you're going to need to be Gear Tier 13, which everybody knows is just a huge grind. That's definitely going to take some time. I'm sure there's some people up there already. But here's something that we've heard before. With the high gear requirements and strong characters needed to make any progress, we expect it to be a long-term mission. They said that when Dark Dimension first came out, and we had a ton of people just burn through it. I know a bunch of them were cheaters, but even the ones that aren't cheating got through that pretty quick. Now, I'm sure the percentage is fairly low, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. Are we going to see more cheaters? with the amount of focus that they've been putting on cheaters and banning, which I think is fantastic. They're doing a lot of good work there. Hopefully we're not going to see a repeat of when the Dark Dimension first opened up. This next part is talking about launching a subscription feature. Now, I've seen subscription features like this in a bunch of different games, so it's nothing that's out of the ordinary. It just is really going to depend on what their price points are and what the rewards are going to be. At first it was talking about getting extra energy, and then over here it talks about providing a daily stream of resources at a discounted rate. So does that mean that the offers are going to be less? Does it mean that you're going to be able to go into the different shops and it's going to require less gold or less cores or whatever? I'm not sure. It's really just going to come down to what they're charging and what they're offering. All right, now this next part. There's been a lot of concerns about red stars all the way up until the launch, and then I think after launch there's been a growing concern, and I think a lot of the concerns that were brought up over the past several months, from the time that we knew that this was coming, a lot of those fears have been realized. The biggest problem with the red star orb feature, mechanic, whatever you want to call it in this game, is that it is so heavily reliant on RNG. I mean, I've heard references of it being a casino slot machine, and really that's kind of what it is, right? Because the percentages are so low for the 7%. I mean, for the 7 stars that you get, it's like a 0.05 for the regular orb. It's a 0.5 for the elite orb. And then you just get these people that are just so lucky, and they get, you know, there's a 7-star. I'm going to show a couple examples here, but, you know, you get a 7-star Black Widow right off the bat. And if you're watching Blitz and you're watching Arena, this was brought up in my alliance. You know, it seems like it's the new meta right now is you throw in a high-level red star character with a bunch of low characters, and then you're just going to run through a bunch of teams there. It's greatly imbalanced Arena and Blitz, in my opinion. I think a way to fix this is really to strip the benefits of red stars from Arena and from Blitz. Make that strictly PvE, and I think that would help a lot. I think another thing that would probably help fix red star is take out some of that RNG factor. So allow for us to be able to assign those red stars to specific characters. Give us a little bit of customization there, similar to Stark Tech. You know, we build up Stark Tech. I think that mechanic was pretty well done. And you choose which stats they go into, and you choose which class they go into. For the red star orbs, maybe you give us the opportunity to choose which characters to apply those red stars to. Maybe you need to collect a certain amount in order to apply it to a specific character, in order to keep it so it's something that you're continually working on, not something that you come into and you roll the dice and you're lucky as hell, you get a 7-star, and then you just blow away everybody else, you know, who's been working on this game as well. So I'm going to show a couple examples here. I've had some questions come my way wondering if there is a level requirement. And at first I didn't think so, so I went ahead and put a ticket into Fox Next, and I said, hey, I've got people asking me on my channel, and I've seen questions in other places. Is there a level requirement? Because some people aren't seeing it. So they thanked me for writing in, and they said, yeah, there is a level requirement, you know. So it says red stars unlock at level 52, and red star orbs should be visible at level 51. They said, hey, here's the link to go check it out. I went and checked the link out. It does not call that out. It does say that there is a level requirement, but it does not call out level 51. It doesn't call out level 52. With that in mind, take a look at this. We have a level 32 Groot here with 3 red stars. So that's a concern. That's a concern only in the fact that Fox Next doesn't seem to know what's going on, or this is a glitch and they're gonna try and figure that out. So there's that. Here's another one. So this was posted on my Alliance's Discord. And you have, I mean, just look at the differences between these two Black Widows, right? The top one is a level 68 compared to the level 70 below. The top one doesn't have any red stars, and the bottom one has 7 red stars. I mean, so just look at the power level difference alone. 38k for a level 68 Black Widow with what tier 12, and all 6s on the abilities, and the Saboteur is maxed out. 38k. The one down below, okay, so the level difference is 2 levels. We all know that 2 levels do not make much of a difference at all in the power level. And then if you take a look at the level 6 Sabotage and everything else is maxed out, we all also know that the difference in the abilities there would not equate to such a huge impact to the power level there either. And then this one, the bottom one, is tier 11. With 7 red stars, has 83k power. Something's wrong here. I think we all know it. And this has frustrated quite a few people. There's a lot of people that have already quit. I lost a person in my alliance because of this. All right. With that being said, let's go back to the developer post, the update here, and see what they had to say about it. So they said yesterday saw the release of Red Stars. We see the community conversation around Red Stars and want to give it the attention it deserves. The questions we're seeing around Red Stars are important to us, but we still wanted to give you all a rundown of a few new developments we're excited about this week. So that's where they were talking about what they just previously mentioned in the post. They said we should see a new blog post coming up this week focusing on Red Stars. So this is what I had for you today. I really wanted to go over some of the cool stuff that's coming up, and we are seeing some cool stuff coming up. I'm looking forward to some Spider-Verse characters, but I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to them to level them up. And is it even worth it anymore? I mean, you have somebody, the team synergies seem to be out the window now because you're seeing people throw in high-level Red Star characters with kind of a mediocre team and dominating. It doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully when the blog post comes out this week, we'll definitely see something from them. Hopefully they'll acknowledge that, and we'll see changes in the game. Because I'd hate to see a bunch of people leave, because this really is a good game. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for taking a minute to watch the video. I'd be curious to know your thoughts. Any questions, any thoughts that you have, make sure to put that in the comment section below. And we'll talk to you next time.